Good morning. We're in John 4, verses 35. We're continuing this exploration of this wonderful story. Jesus is talking to his disciples. He's talked about his food is to do the will of him who sent me, to finish his work. And then he says this, verse 35. Don't you have a saying, it's still 4 months until the harvest? I tell you, open your eyes and look at the fields. They are ripe for harvest. Even now the one who reaps draws a wage and harvests a crop for eternal life, so that the sower and the reaper may be glad together. Thus the saying, one sows, another reaps, is true. I sent you to reap what you've not worked for. Others have done the hard work, and you've reaped the benefits of their labor. First of all, I just want to comment and say Jesus refers to a colloquialism. We have this saying, right? In some ways, it's this sense of expectation, and he takes this little familiar saying in the culture, and then he makes it do his work for it. I tell you, the harvest. Open your eyes and look at the fields; they are ripe for harvest. Now, obviously, he's talking about kingdom fruit. People responding to the good news. People inclining towards God. Receiving God's invitation to be reconciled. And I guess when I read this verse, I just think to myself, what would it be like to see the world and to see people with God's eyes? We see ethnicity, height, weight, how they're dressed. We see, hats and T-shirts. We see outward forms that just present this image, this facade of who I am. God sees none of that stuff. He sees into the person, into their heart, their aches, their dreams, the way they suffer. He sees their pride, their sin, their brokenness. He sees what needs healed. And he also sees all the ways in which any person is reaching towards him. Any thought, any prayer, any posture, kingdom fruit. And Jesus says, when I look out, I see a ripe harvest. Now, in a post-Christian America, we hear the stats about the diminishing attendance in church and blah, blah, blah. And I would just tell you, maybe we can all pray to see the world with God's eyes, because I suspect, as Jesus saw in his day, he sees the same in our day. The fields are ripe for harvest. And in another place, he says, pray that God would send workers into the field. Well, we're those workers. So maybe this holiday season, we can begin to pray to see family, friend, neighbor, and see if God will show us what's he doing? Where are people ripe for harvest? Grace and peace to you.